jellyfish, wombos of all sizes, welcome back to Asker's videos. Lately I've been making a lot of Ben 10 videos on this channel, but I never really reviewed them in such a way as to rank them from worst to best, since my old tale retrospective on the whole franchise. Before I start, keep in mind that I did a video giving the entire timeline of Ben 10, as well as a lot of other videos on the show, which I'll leave a playlist to in the card above. And if you're new, be sure to subscribe for more animation related content. So today, join me as I rank all 5 Ben 10 shows from worst to best. Now note this is all based on my opinions from what I picked up after watching all 5 shows, and know that this was extremely difficult to rank them because they're all really good in different ways. Well, except for this one. Coming in at number 5 is the Ben 10 reboot. The Ben 10 reboot is hands down the worst Ben 10 series. Released alongside Teen Titans Go and Powerpuff Girls, it had some pretty garbage competition. Compared to those shows, it was probably the best and had the least pandering comedy and forced memes, but compared to the other 4 amazing Ben 10 shows, it was way too childish and had less stakes to it. You can tell that they were trying to reach a younger audience with this concept, which I think they did completely wrong. The other Ben 10 shows were completely beloved by kids of all ages and adults, but by dumbing it down to this extent, you make this awesome premise feel less important and awesome. They've also brought back pretty much all the villains and aliens from the other series, which makes me question why they didn't just do another Ben 10 teenager show to begin with. But other than those issues, I can't say it's overtly annoying or cringy to watch, and it's not technically that bad of a show. While the animation and movement looks pretty good, the art style is pretty predictable and bland, to be perfectly honest. Characters like Grandpa Max have completely lost their charm, and this seems like more of a fan-made parody of the original show with a bit of a budget, rather than a serious reboot from a professional animation studio. Coming in at number 4 is Alien Force. Ben 10 Alien Force is hands down one of the best cartoons of all time. Again, the top 4 picks on this list were extremely hard to pick, and this and the original were pretty close. But I ultimately think this one is a lot better. It proved that a kids show could still get away with mature themes and less stupid fart jokes. Not that the original had that, but you get the idea. Aside from the 3rd season of this show, which made Ben 10 really immature for some reason, even though I personally believe it could have been excused as a build-up for his character development in this year's finale. This show took place 5 years after the original, giving Ben 10 brand new aliens who are all pretty awesome, something the next shows don't do as well. Again, if you don't know the Ben 10 timeline exactly, feel free to check out my video explaining all of it in chronological order. Anyway, this show had it all. It balanced the mature themes and characters with also subtle humor that I love, which mostly came from Kevin. The animation, while looking a little rigid and stiff at times, did look pretty decent in the art style department. The new characters of the Hybrid and Albedo and all the other villains were a lot of fun to watch as a kid, and I wish they would make more cartoons like this nowadays. Number 3 is Ben 10 Omniverse. While this might be a slightly controversial pick, I think Ben 10 Omniverse was a great show considering the context. The huge art style changed backed away many fans from the other shows, but after binging it all myself multiple times, I think a lot of aliens look a lot better in the style, and the movement and animation of it all is 100 times better for sure. I think it was honestly a bit disappointing that not a lot of fans liked this show, because I think it had some of the most fan service in it and honored the fans in so many ways. It brought back so many characters and introduced a lot more as well, and we see lots of flashbacks to Ben's childhood. Personally, I didn't really see the reason for it, and Child Ben was a little annoying to the point of flanderization sometimes, but I think they handled that aspect pretty well. And with the number of episodes that include Child Ben, like the one where Ben gets feedback back, and the Paradox and Eon time travel episode, it's not too unjustified. However, there are a lot of retcons in this show, especially with Kevin's origin, and some episodes were aired out of order. But I don't think that's too big of a deal for a casual watcher of Ben 10. Also, the aliens introduced in this show are kind of dumb. Like, what does Bullfrag, Walkatrout, the Worst, Ball Weevil, or Crash Hopper exist, aside from one plot point in an episode? While the aliens weren't too great, the new character of Rook was definitely a breath of fresh air, and was a much better partner than Gwen and Kevin. Either way, this show was a gift to us all Ben 10 fans, and I think it was a pretty awesome one for the most part. Coming in at 2nd place is Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. As some of you might have guessed by now, my favorite Ben 10 show is Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. While there are some problems with it like terrible aliens when you exclude the Ultimates, this show is still pretty awesome. The Accordion arc is hands down one of the most interesting and well done arcs in any show I've seen, and each episode added a new piece of the puzzle until the Forge of Creation, which led to Ultimate Power, which finally ended this whole arc once and for all. Personally, I found it very entertaining. The arcs with the Knights and Esoterica, while not my personal favorite, were also very good in their own rights. Kevin's character here offers a lot of more subtle and really funny comedy, and Ben's ultimate aliens are all really cool, especially for a little kid like I was when I first saw the show. Honestly, while writing this video, I had originally put this show's number 1 because I just have a really great connection to it for some reason, but after deliberating a little bit, I realized that other than being the most mature and dramatic Ben 10 show, it's really not worthy of being at the number 1 spot. Now that I think about it, I might make a video about the problems with the Ultimate Alien. Is that something you guys want to see? Tell me in the comments. Anyway, let's find out which Ben 10 series is the best. The number 1 spot, as some of you might have guessed by now, is Ben 10 Classic. As I said, I originally put Ultimate Alien as number 1 on this video, and this one is actually number 4. But after some thinking it over, I knew I had to put this at number 1. While the original Ben 10 show wasn't the most mature Ben 10 show or the best produced, it was definitely the most awesome. It had a revolutionary premise at the time, which I think is definitely taken for granted by most people. I mean, if this show didn't exist or be as awesome as it ended up being, none of the other shows would have come to TV. It had a hilarious cast of characters and a talented bunch of voice actors, decent comedy, and beautiful animation and art style. Seriously, looking at the HD episodes, this show had some extremely talented background artists and animators in general. The original 10 aliens in this show were also all really special and iconic in their own right, and other than the Alien Force aliens, which I still think are the best, this show's aliens were definitely the second best. Each one felt like they belonged there and got their fair share of the spotlight, except for Ripjaws. Screw Ripjaws. Aside from the main characters and aliens, the villains like Vilgax, Kevin 11, Dr. Animo, and the Circus Freak trio were also very iconic in different ways. I mean, Vilgax gives Thanos a run for his money. So yeah, while Ultimate Alien is still a personal favorite in most ways, I have to give the original Ben 10 the number 1 spot for just being so awesome. So yeah, that's the ranking of the 5 Ben 10 series. Again, keep in mind this is all my personal opinion, and I would love to hear your ranking in the comments below. As always, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell, and follow me on Twitter and join my Discord server for more updates on the channel and stupid memes. Should I make the problems with Ultimate Alien? I have some ideas for the points, so let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!